Hello everyone, this is Donna from Even the Scales, and I'm on my channel right now to talk about the abuse and harassment that I'm being put through here in Campbelltown, New South Wales. And it's because of these cameras that I have in my home, and because the community that's involved in this are able to track my vehicle and me no matter where I go. So I'm very limited and restricted, and my life is being held. I have explained in some of my posts that I can liken it to I'm being held hostage here right now, being held hostage by corrupt members of the New South Wales health system and justice system and the community that's involved in this abuse, because they don't want to be held accountable for their crimes. One of the main reasons that I'm being put through this abuse right now is because of corrupt police. One of them used to be in my family. Actually, two of them used to be in my family. Different families, but both connected to my family. One of them has committed violent crimes against women, and they're not, they are particularly violent and very depraved crimes, and the women that go through these crimes are put through extreme humiliation and degrading treatment. And the worst thing about it is they don't even know, because they're being drugged. So that is one of the people. Then there is other cops that aren't in my family or weren't in my family, that are just connected to this and have been for years, who have been working in the background of my life to try and destroy my life. And because it hasn't happened, these people are panicking right now, and I'm just being put through abuse from every angle, in my home and when I leave my home. And these people view into my home illegally. They're viewing into my bathroom and they're viewing into my bedroom, and I have to hold up a shower curtain just so I can use my bathroom. But even then, I think there's people that can still see. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to use my bathroom. It doesn't matter if I move, because there's been other landlords involved in this. One of them was that corrupt cop, and they will make sure that these corrupt cops and members of the health system that are corrupt will make sure that the next landlord is involved somehow too. These people watch my life, and they go ahead of me, and they make sure that everybody that I encounter in my life has been involved in the abuse, just about. If there's a couple of people who haven't been, there may be, but as far as landlords, there's been quite a few landlords that have been involved in this abuse for years. So there's also been people that I used to work with at different organisations, so those people are involved. My family's involved. There's other families involved, and there's a lot of corrupt members of the justice system and health system that have been involved. So all of those people are out right now to get me, a large majority of them, because they don't want people to know what they've done over the years. They don't want people to, the corrupt cops, they don't want the public finding out that a cop has committed that crime that I was just talking about. They also don't want the public to know that I lived with family. I have lived with family and domestic violence for years and years and years, and I've never received any justice for it. And I still am to this day, because the neighbours here are paid to put me through abuse. And the way that these neighbours that are involved intrude on my space, it is going to shock people when people find out what they have actually done here, because it makes me wonder how many other people they have done this to in the past. And if these people aren't caught, they're going to keep doing it in the future to other people. This is why I like to get on my channel and talk about this as much as I possibly can, to let people know this is going on, because the public deserves to know that this is going on. So today, I was put through abuse before I even got to the bottom of my street. I was put through harassment by another driver who must have been tracking my car or tracking my movements, because corrupt members of the health system have placed a chip in my body. It is some kind of implant where these people are able to monitor my vital signs and track my movements no matter where I go. So they're not only tracking my car, they're tracking me. So this person, there was 2 streets down, this person pulled out of the street, and they didn't pull right out, but they pulled out a bit, and they made me feel like they were going to keep coming out. And this is what they do. These are distractions that they try and cause me the whole time I'm driving, and they do it to try and cause me a mistake on the road. So that happened all the way. There was different people doing different things all the way to the shopping centre. I went to the Campbelltown Mall today, which is in Campbelltown, and I was put through abuse all the way there, all the way home, and as well as in the car park and at the shopping centre itself, by people walking around the shopping centre who were stalking me. All of these people are viewing into my home illegally, and they're going on some kind of gaming platform to do this. This is why I like to get a certain amount of evidence when I go out. I like to get people's number plates, especially if it's someone that's tried to cause me an accident, because then, you know, when detectives do investigate this, they're going to be able to track that person back to find out that they have been viewing into my home illegally online, that they have been going on some kind of gaming platform, and that they're tracking my movements. And, you know, they're more than likely connected to somebody that's involved in this, that sent them, because there's people there's people with money involved in this, right down to people who live in a low socio-economic area like I do. So there's people from all walks of life involved. Some of those people they are business owners. Some of them, there's large corporations involved in this, and those people, they sponsor stalkers, they do, to abuse me somehow. They've got to be going on some kind of platform to do this. There's no other way they could be viewing into my home and getting ideas to put me through abuse and tracking my movements. They have to be going on a platform that's online. So that's what they're doing. That's what just happened. So that wasn't the only thing. There was people opening up their car doors on me. Then when I get to the car park, as I walk through the car park, there'll be people that'll just pull out in front of me and just pull into parking spots, just to be in front of me, to make sure that I have to walk around them. Like, this is the kind of thing they do as well, like to try and cause me to have like an angry outburst at them in public of some kind. And this happens to me the whole time I'm out. I'm being provoked by people. And these people are viewing into my home. So knowing that as well, you know, and before I even got to my car, there were neighbours that knew that I was going out. So they placed themselves outside, and they'll act out little scenarios and things like that. And they did that as I was on my way out. They know when I'm getting my bag and, you know, my keys ready, that I'm going to go out the door. And they also were there when I got home doing the same thing. And, you know, people can say, oh, we're allowed outside and we're allowed to do this. Yes, I know you are. I know you are. But you're also viewing illegally into my home, neighbours. And the two of the women that were involved in that just then, they are two of the women that have been the main ringleaders of this whole thing that I've been through here where I live. We all rent off the same landlord, and the landlord is St George Community Housing. These people are paid to abuse me from that landlord in some way, and they play this like a game. Like I said, people are going on a platform to do this, and there's some kind of money in it for these people. If I die, if I pass away, or if I have some kind of mental health breakdown. So these neighbours, they try and provoke me all the time. One of them was the woman downstairs, and I mean, you've seen what she's done on my channel. But yeah, they also place themselves outside, so that I have to walk past them and just, know that these women are viewing into my home illegally. Like, it's very difficult to know that people are viewing into your home illegally. That in itself is enough to provoke any person to know that. So they just did that, and what they do, they try and make me feel like I'm left out as well. Like, no one talks to you, but look at us, we've got friends and we're happy. But the thing is, I know it's all an act, and I also, what they actually do is they make me even more proud to be me, because at least I know I'm not supporting men who commit those kind of crimes to women as that police officer has. And I reported a pedophile in 2020 as well, and the Campbelltown police did nothing about that person because they're involved in the psychological abuse that I get put through, and that is the reason they didn't do anything about that person, was just to psychologically abuse me. So that's another reason that I'm glad that I'm not like these women, and that I don't involve myself with women who are so quick to put other women down and degrade them and demean them. So that's all they really do anyway. Anyway, while I was out, I was put through abuse. When I go into different organisations, when I'm out to use their services, I'm put through abuse. One particular organisation didn't want to open up their automatic doors for me today. This has happened to me on a number of occasions when I've gone to different places to use their services. Sometimes I'll just stall them just a minute, like just to, make out like we're not going to let you in. Um, and then they do all kinds of other things, like they'll have stalkers set up at their organisations. That's carrying out psychological abuse based on things that I have done or said in my home. And that happened the whole time I was out. There were stalkers coming at me from every single direction at the shopping centre, to carry out some kind of psychological abuse, and all these people are viewing illegally into my home. So this is why I need urgent help here to stop these people from putting me through abuse. I need help to have these cameras turned off that are in my home, that St George Community Housing are allowing. Um, they are enabling these people to do what they're doing. They're also enabling the stalkers on the road and the stalkers that go past my home. So they're also contributing to the environmental crimes that have gone on here in Campbelltown, New South Wales for the past 2 years. So, yeah, this is what's happening, and there's neighbours trying to distract me right now because they know that I'm making a video. These people, you would not think they were adults the way that they conduct themselves. You really wouldn't. It's really unbelievable how some of them carry on. So yeah, I was just put through abuse. They try and make it so that every single direction that I look in, there's someone that's coming towards me with abuse of some kind. These people try and control everything. They try and control what I see, Sometimes they try and control. I mean, this woman downstairs, she's trying to control the air I breathe. She is. She had dust on sending it into my home all night. And the reason they're doing these kind of things is because they want people to be turned off me, so that keeps people away from me. So she will send dust into my home so that I have sinus issues. So that when I wake up in the morning and I've got people viewing into my bedroom, that I've got to humiliate myself by, clearing my sinuses. And then there are corrupt members of the health system that are holding back information about my health, who are deliberately doing that in the hope that my conditions get worse, and that people are turned off, but because of the symptoms that I'm getting from these health conditions. I need medical attention right now, and there's people uh, viewing into my home, watching me be put through this extreme humiliation, like laughing at what I'm going through, and that's because it is the most, depraved, desperate people in this community that are still involved in this. I mean, these neighbours are desperate right now, absolutely desperate, because it's either I die or I have some kind of health breakdown, or they go to jail for the rest of their lives. So this is how desperate they are. And some of these people are dangerous. I mean, this woman downstairs, she's dangerous. She's absolutely dangerous. The way that woman stalks me, it's sick. She's obsessed with me. So, and there's a lot of other people that are like that too, because these corrupt members of the health system that are involved, and the corrupt members of the justice system, a lot of them are going to have to go to jail too if I don't die or if something don't happen to me. And then I've got family members that are involved in this who have stolen my entire life. They've stolen my inheritance from me. They've stolen my legacy. And I tell you what, I will not be giving up fighting for my legacy back. I mean, that's my legacy. And if these people think that I'm going to give up on my life and, lay down and die for them, it's not going to happen. And for as long as I've got a voice and I can keep speaking about this every day on my channel, I will if I have to. And it is a wonder that I have a voice, because I have a lump in my throat, and someone that works for the health system knows that, and they know that that needs removing, and they're not doing anything about it. And then there's also the fact that I was set up and taken to the Campbelltown Public Hospital, and I'm under this community order where I have to go and have this injection. And I was driven to the point of what I went through on that day. I was totally set up, and I explained it all on one of the last videos. I'm not going to go through it all again, but I was set up by this community. I was set up by corrupt members of the health system, corrupt ambulance drivers, corrupt neighbours, who were putting me through relentless, cruel abuse for days, months, to get me to that point where I was screaming out for help. So I need urgent help to have these cameras taken down. No one should have cameras in their bathroom and be put through humiliation like I am. If there's anyone out there that can help me to get justice here, there's any lawyers out there that can advise me on getting ABOs on these neighbours, that I can't just go to the police. I also can't just move, because no matter where I go, this is going to follow me. And that is because I used to live on the south coast where that corrupt cop lives, and he was involved in putting me through psychological abuse down there. He had cameras in his house, and he also he had corrupt members of the health system and justice system helping him abuse me and keep me isolated when I was in a very abusive relationship. My family deliberately isolated me the whole time I was in that relationship, hoping that I'd die so they could take my legacy. So that's the kind of people that my family are. I did nothing to deserve that from those family members. I was good to my family members, and they're all involved in this for money. So thank you if you've listened to this video. If you can help me in any way to get justice or to raise public awareness around this, I would really like to hear from you. My email will be in the description box of this video. And once again, thank you for listening.